Chat, here we go. We've got a best of 3 between Evoh and Rw9. We had truly a crazy turn of events. We were going to try and get Fast. Fast seemed like he was ready to go, but Rw9 is actually up early in the morning and has school soon. So then he couldn't wait, the few minutes that it was taking for Fast to get on. So we have Evoh sub in, and it's only going to be a best of 3. But hey, Rw9 versus Evoh is certainly a fun match, no doubt. We might have had this match recently in the next gen. Fast was also in the next gen, as Rw9 notches it on the far post on a bounce dribble. But hopefully it'll be a good time. Still a very high level game. Not the one that we, baited with our notification, but a good one nonetheless. Let's get Evoh versus Fast next. If Fast were to get on and want to play, we could potentially do that, because it is Rw9 who has the time limit in terms of how long he can play. Rw9 air dribble, trying to pull off of it to get the low 50, but Evoh does cover it well. What is this boost that Evoh's using? Not often you see anybody run. It's like, is it like flower power or something? I wouldn't even know what it's called, but it does seem like it's shooting flowers. Evoh boost sound is so annoying. Is this going on the YouTube? Yeah, it most definitely will go on the YouTube. I wonder if people would like best of 3s better. Best of 5s do seem to be kind of perfectly, timed. But a best of 3 is, a little bit quicker, a little bit, more succinct. I wonder if YouTube videos would actually like best of 3s better than best of 5s. Best of 5 has just been the standard for so long. What a nice hook shot. Rw9 is in the zone, man. At this rate, it's not going to be a best of 3. It's going to be a best of 2. Rw9 is just going to win 2 quick games. Evoh not looking in the zone at the start of this 1v1. Oh, you're right. My thing says best of 5. I'm going to update that. People are saying best of 5 more entertaining. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right. I think there's a reason why almost all show matches run best of 5. But, not the end of the world running a best of 3 here today. Rw9, delay flick, and Evoh falling for it as he jumps up to take it away. Let me change this up here real quick. And we still get to see it as a 4-0 lead. Rw9 on form. It'd be awesome to somehow start scheduling 2 show matches like every Sunday or something. Yeah, I've actually looked for to get some 2 matches. I've looked to get some 2 show matches that I think would be very entertaining. But I have not had any success. The people I wanted to play in them didn't seem too super interested. And like I've said before with the 2v2 show matches, I really want a storyline of some sort when I do them. I don't want it to just be 4 random players, because I don't think those are too terribly interesting to do all the time. I'd rather there be some kind of storyline like we talked about before, like the players from the same state would be very interesting. See who's the best state 2v2, something like that. Even if they're just on the same 3v3 team, that would be a good enough reason to run it. So I'm pretty sure Evoh, his most recent 1v1 against a Middle Eastern player was AMS. I think AMS and Evoh ran a game on Johnny Boy's stream. I think that was the infamous come from AMS when Evoh did not want to come take away the ball. Anybody know what Evoh's boosted? Yeah, I don't. Somebody in chat will, though. It's something flower. Yeah, I imagine if you just go look for flowers in your inventory, you might have this. I don't know if it's a special boost or not. I've just never seen anybody use it. Evoh's had a really rough start for the first half of the game, and you can tell that he has, really mixed up his playstyle here. Not in a good way. Just continued to let Rw9 roast him even more. Sometimes, playing crazy like this can help. But he wants to go next game. He's going to forfeit game number 1. 7-0. He's had enough. And we'll move on to game number 2. Evoh going to have to brush off a tough, quick loss in game number 1. He's rocking a different decal now. I thought maybe we were going to get a different boost from him too. But nope, still the same flower boost on a different car. Rw9 looking really, really good. Got Evoh to completely tilt in that game number 1 and change up his playstyle greatly in an attempt to slow Rw9 down, and it didn't work. Rw9 will go up 1-0. This is a very important first goal. I think Evoh needed to get a first goal in this game number 2 to get the mentality on straight. Right now it is 8 straight goals for Rw9 unanswered. We were halfway through the last game when Evoh said he wanted to go next. And now 30 seconds into this one, and still only Rw9 has scored. Evoh gonna find a goal. Rw9 throwing in the nice one. He's like, hey man, you did it. You got one. Rw9 had a lot of boost. I don't know why he took such a wide angle to that back corner. He could have covered the net a little bit better, but instead he swung wide. When is Rw9 versus Khaled? Rw9 versus Khaled happened in the Fear Fest, if you want to go back and watch those two go at it on the YouTube. 96 to 88. Slightly better ping for Evoh on this server. I'm looking for this button. There we go. Evoh air dribble bump and a 2-1 lead. Evoh taking this far from the corner and just falling really well in front of the ball. He didn't even turn to bump Rw9. He just kind of air dribbled and fell in the perfect position. But there we go. There's the lead for Evoh. And I think the rust of that game number 1 is officially shaken off now, as he is ready to go and give Rw9 a close game. KV1 versus Ocala. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we can get that at any point in time. That'll be a really high ping matchup, like KV1 versus Fahad. Rw9, man, the bounce dribbles. You love to see it. Just watching Rw9 is so fun because, you know, you don't see a lot of 1v1ers playing the bounce dribble as well and as frequently as both Rw9 and some of the other Middle East guys. Who's the best player on your friends list? I don't know. Basically ask who's the best player on my show matches, and I guess that's the answer. Almost all the players who have played in a show match are on my friends list. There's some exceptions. Rw9, nice fake. A chip up, threatening the air roll shot high, and then just using the flip to push his car back down to the ground and sneak it in behind Evoh on the near post. 3-2, man. Rw9 in the zone. Rw9 isn't playing around. Yeah, Rw9 is so fun to watch, man. One of the better players in the game for sure, but even on top of that, I think Evoh actually has a pretty fun playstyle and in a completely different way. But a fun matchup between these two. Rw9 trying to end the best of 3 early. We are catching him right before school. Couldn't get it started fast enough to have time for a best of 3. Evoh going to tap into third. Evoh with very little boost, able to find the tight angle just because Rw9 was trying to make a backwards challenge. Always hard to do. Feer, you're live again? Yeah, we went live again. We were recording videos and we saw an opportunity to run a live game, so we took it. Rw9 getting scored on as the Evoh flip reset sends it to the top left corner. Evoh, a huge separation on that first touch, but finds his way back to it, and Rw9 just sits and watch. How old is Rw9? I think he's 14. I don't think he's turned 15 yet, which is a bummer for him because he can't play their LCS yet. And then the reason why I'm pretty sure he's not 15 is because none of the Middle East teams have Rw9 on their roster, which I know some of them did before they were in the LCS, because when they weren't in the LCS, they had their own rules and 14-year-olds could play. Evoh basically just missed an open net there, trying to get a little cheeky. So I expect Rw9 to join a high-level team when he turns 15 years old. Evoh, a demo, and a 5th. Evoh's got a long time until he turns 15. I think he's got almost a full year. I think something like 8 months, 10 months until he turns 15. But I believe he is rank X now. I think he has grinded 6-mans up to rank X to show that he's capable as a 3v3 player. Rw9, Daniel, and Aqua coming into the RLCS together. Yeah, they're probably all coming around the same time. I think Aqua and Daniel are both coming to the RLCS in December. And then Rw9, I don't know when, I'll be honest. Evoh trying to get a ground dribble cut, but doing it against the master of the ground dribble cut. Rw9 dunking it away. A nice read. I guess he was really just covering both a direct play and the cut. And the cut just made it even better for him. Made it a shot attempt instead of just a dunk. Rw9 down 1 with 1:20 left to go. A nice recognition of the early challenge from Evoh. He's going to let it roll slowly in as Evoh goes flying underneath. Evoh with the early challenge. Oh, man. Watching it in slow-mo. That's crazy that Rw9 got that high enough. That's risky to do. To send a ball straight up into the air, if you don't get it high enough to have that challenger missed, then they're going to slam into it, you know, with lots of momentum and take it away for what could be a very easy counter. But Rw9, dude, he knew what was going to happen. And he knew he could launch it high enough to the moon. And now he's got himself a lead. 6-5 with 1 minute left to go. Evoh getting a taste of his own air dribble bump medicine. Evoh is one of the better air dribble bumpers in the game. Evoh carrying a dribble around the corner. Normally going to have a hard time finding a shot attempt from that position, and he wasn't able to. Rw9 did a good job just clearing it away. Do I play ranked? On occasion, not very often though. I don't actually play the game too much anymore. Evoh, the ground bump to get his 6th and tie it back up. These two going to continue to trade bumps against each other. Rw9, one of the better shattered defenders on the goal line, but this time he set it up from the corner, unlike we normally see him do. Usually he likes to stay in the play and, you know, directly shadow behind the dribbler. But Evoh slapping him out of the way, tying it up, lost his kickoff into his corner, but it's giving him a possession, and he's got a nice quick shot. Rw9 can't keep it out. And 7-6 in favor of Evoh. Rw9 has all the boost in the world to make a play, but he's just hovering next to this ball as it rolls down the field. Too awkward for him to cut and make any sort of touch that, you know, wouldn't just put him in a worse situation. So he has to sit and watch as it rolls into his corner, and then Evoh is able to finish off the play. 7-6. Evoh in control of the kickoff. Rw9 can't physically move him off the ball. And Evoh doesn't have any boost though, so Rw9 may be able to make a final play. 0 seconds. It's going to be so hard. He does keep it in the air, but now it'll hit the ground. Evoh taking game number 2 after a dominant game number 1 from Rw9. Evoh gets just barely out ahead. Game number 3, Rw9 versus Evoh. Remember, this is a best of 3. Rw9 has school to go to. An important lesson for all of you. You want to be the best on the ranked leaderboard. You also have to do school. Evoh, a nice defense. It's going to give himself a wide open net. I believe it was just a good adjustment to an air dribble bump attempt, but my memory is that of a goldfish. Evoh 1-0 lead. When everything else is quiet, that flower boost noise really gets to annoy people the most. A demo in a second, 2-0 lead for Evoh. Both these guys playing in Next Gen Season 3, I believe it was. And Rw9 was the Next Gen Season 3 champ. I tell you what, he looked like he could take anyone down in the planet when he finished off that run. He was looking really, really good. I believe that run involved the win over Evoh. But right now, Evoh, despite seeming completely outclassed in Game 1, does have a lead in the game-deciding Game 3 right now. Rw9, a challenge and a demo. He'll get his first. There's no more next scrub because that was first killer. Justin, you don't know because his playstyle is so unique. Chat loves to speculate on Daniel's arrival to the RLCS. Evoh, low on boost, wasn't going to have a lot of opportunity to make a play, but Rw9 passing it back to him. He'll go for all the boost in the back corner, and the dribble and bump doesn't connect. Rw9 too good in the defensive positioning to have himself be exposed. 2-1, Rw9 looking like he's trying to make a defensive touch back to his own corner and maintain possession, but Evoh able to take it away, and Evoh attempting to pull off for that late 50 in the air. Not going to work. Rw9 cannot get in front of the ball in time. Evoh, a great bit of defense, but I do think that was mostly Rw9's fault for not being able to get ahead of that setup. Got there too late, allowed for Evoh to get around the ball. 2-1, Evoh with very little boost. A shot attempt good enough to buy him some time to pick up corner boost, and a tap. That should be another for Evoh. Rw9 with 38, riding up this wall. I don't know if he thought he was going to tap that with the back of his car, but he ended up not connecting at all and putting himself in an awkward spot as Evoh is able to tap it for a third. Rw9, a carry. Evoh is going to let him take it all the way to the net. It seemed like Rw9 maybe wanted to fake a flick near the goal line, and then right as he got there realized he set it up too far away, that Evoh was going to be able to easily low 50 if he didn't pull the trigger on the flick. So then he flicked, and it resulted in a shot that wasn't that great. I think one he'd rather have back if he could. And Evoh able to just send it down the other side of the field. But Rw9, the kickoff goal, doesn't hurt, keeping this deficit within 2. Still lots of time left on the clock, especially for a guy who in 2 minutes and 50 seconds got up 7-0 in Game 1. The offense could come at any moment for him. Rw9, the bounce dribble around the nets. Looked lethal with that in the past, but a couple missed touches. You could see he was trying to keep that bounce going, and it unfortunately died, forcing him to make a shot that was not to his normal standards, I'm sure. But this time he's going to pull up into the air dribble. Not the best of setups, but down on the ground for a low 50. And a 4-3 deficit now as Rw9 moves it 1 goal closer. Seemed like a poor setup by Rw9 for what was an air dribble bump, but you know, maybe Rw9 planning to take it back down to the ground all along. At the very least, it was good recognition of how to turn that setup into a nice shot attempt. Rw9 trying to get that side flip to send the ball back into his corner as he retreats, but he's not able to. Evoh with a quick air dribble. Rw9 gets around it, and I think Rw9 has got an open net now. Tie up the game. 1:30 left on the clock. Rw9, great defense. Both these guys have lived and died a little bit by the air dribble bumps. When they execute them well, they've both gotten goals, but a couple missed plays from both of them have resulted in wide open nets the other way. Evoh trying to get a quick kickoff goal, and he's gonna get it. I thought Rw9 would be there. It seemed like he's just, you know, throwing this on net so that Rw9 had to stay busy getting the save instead of picking up boost. But man, he actually placed it well enough that Rw9 couldn't even get back and push it off the post. Evoh taking a far trip away from the ball into that back corner. It was almost enough to bait Rw9 in, but Rw9 still playing smart, recognizing that he wouldn't have won that race. But he's going to try and win this race around the net. Evoh pops it over him all the way to the net. And certainly Rw9 could have made it back to save that if he wanted to. But he thought, you know, I need a goal and a minute left to go. If I can just get to this ball before Evoh, Evoh will go flying out of the play. But Evoh is quick in the air. If there's anything he does well, it's definitely the aerial game. Up 2 with a minute left to go. The best of 3. I don't think chat possibly could have voted this to happen after that game 1. But Evoh showing why he wanted to hop out of it and get a different opportunity. Rw9, a nice flick. Evoh just really should have been able to save that. Driving too far into the net. Not covering that whole, near post half of the net. Evoh, a mistake. He definitely should have been able to save this one away. Rw9, credit to him, a good kickoff and launched this one towards net. I think if Evoh double jumps correctly, he can tap that one to the post and out. And I bet that's what Rw9 expected. He's just going to pick up boost and continue the offense. But he'll get one. And 30 seconds left to go. It's all tied up. Rw9 bringing it back. Evoh, the air dribble bump. He tries to slow it down. I mean, I say air dribble bump because that's what those guys have been going for every time they've pulled it up into the air like that. But this time Evoh did let it come down to the ground, try and turn it into something else. 10 seconds left to go. Rw9, an early challenge. He will not get, baited into making a mistake by Evoh, and he found an open net. Evoh keeps doing this. He's done it multiple times where he feels like he has a free possession, so he just takes his time to go pick up boost and then turn back around to the ball. Rw9 will take those open windows if he leaves them and puts himself up 7-6. 4 seconds left to go. Does Rw9 change up the kickoff? Evoh changes up the kickoff. He just doesn't go to it. He just gives up. He doesn't even want to try and win with 4 seconds left to go. He'll throw the GG. Rw9 will win it 2-1 in a best of 3.